Good morning, everyone. This is Baha Pips. Today is Monday, December 11th, 2023, the last month of the year. This is one of my last weekly technical breakdowns of the year. It's currently 11:15 a.m. Eastern China time, and today I'm going to be doing my weekly technical breakdown on Forex, cryptocurrency, stocks, and indexes. So on the bottom of my screen, you can see all of the pairs, and I'm going to be going from the far right side all the way to the left. Try to make this video under 20 minutes, and it's going to cover follow up from last week, and I also want to cover new pairs that I've added to my watch list. We have started seeing some increase in activity on the stocks, and that's a great time for swing trading stocks. It's actually during the month of October, going into early November, the stock market was experiencing a slight decline. I did update y'all a few videos ago, several weeks ago, that I was going to be in cash and I was not going to deploy capital. Now we have a new week, we have a new month, and there are new factors in the markets. So I will be looking to deploy capital on some pairs. And let's just do this one by one. So right now I'm looking at the UK 100. This is going to be pretty short and sweet, very simple. I'm not going to be trading the UK 100 as of right now because what I noticed is that the pair itself has been pretty much going through some congestion, and I don't like that. And for me, I like to see clear movement before I look for potential setups. And on this pair, we do not see any clean trends coming out of this little congestion. I'm going to highlight the congestion so y'all can see. High right there, low right there. I know many of y'all kind of see this little minor uptrend going on right now. So this is what I'm seeing right now. I'm seeing that price is bouncing in between a small range, and it's not really going anywhere. It's not gaining much traction to the upside. And the previous recent wave sizes all have been rejected. If you look at this, price attempted to break on up. It got pulled back and rejected back to the trend line. It broke on up. It got pulled back and rejected to the trend line. It's making another attempt to break on up. And I know some people would like to chase this, but for me, I don't chase price. I like to see a valid setup, and I'm gonna leave this one alone just because the pattern that I've been noticing is that it's just been getting rejected by new highs, and right now we're at some new highs of the past 2 months. So I'm gonna leave this one alone, and I'll get back to that at a later time when I see more clear movement. Let's go to Bank of America. Currently, the stock market is closed because it is still Sunday. Well, it's Monday now, early morning in the US. So I have to wait several hours for the market to open for the week. I am in China, as I said, so my time zone is GMT +8. Bank of America does look pretty bullish, and I do like this. Now, I have been sitting on the sidelines for BAC for a while now, but if we can gap up at once the stock market opens, I'm going to be looking to buy it if price can pass by 31.20. If I do buy that, my stop loss is going to be pretty small. Show y'all right now. I have a stop loss right around 30.32, and I'd be looking to take price on up. My first target would be around 32.7. So that would give me a solid, just about 2-to-1 reward to risk. I might extend my profit target just a little bit past the swing highs of July 13th, as you can see on the chart right now. That's going to be the slight modification I make depending on price action. We have been seeing some pretty clean waves moving on up. See that this first initial thrust was pretty strong. Then we had another one right here. Then we had a third one. It wasn't as strong, so that's just my only concern is that the third wave on up is not as strong as the initial two. So going into this trade, I will take a little bit of caution. This could possibly be trailed out a little prematurely. There could be some congestion, some noise. I'm not too sure. I don't predict, as you can see by now, if you've been following up with my weekly breakdowns, I do not predict the markets. I react based on my price action analysis and what I know at the time in real time. So right now, I do see a possible trend continuation north, and I would love to enter this trade. A couple of days ago, there was just a little concern. Look at this bar right here on the 6th. Now, the 6th of December, we did have a false breakout. Price did come back and close within this little range that we have right now. So that's just my only concern is that the market does look a little whipsawy. Looks like it's indecisive at the moment. Could have been some news, could have been some economical fundamental factors that did play a role in that. And or it could just be purely technical. Like I said, I'm not here to predict. I just trade my price action. I do look at news and I will look at the charts ahead when I do get to the Forex. I'm going to look at the economic calendar in just a moment and show y'all, see if I see any news ahead for the week. What I'm looking for primarily is interest rates or monetary policy statements or central bank meetings. If I don't get any of that, then I'm pretty cool with what, you know, continuing with this analysis. But if that does pop up, that will alter my performance slightly. So I may start to update y'all based on that news. If there's interest rates, for example, I might exit the day before interest rates and re-enter after the announcements. That's just my little slight adjustment that I do make on the charts when I do trade if those are coming up, because those are highly volatile events that do act as a black swan event and can alter the price action. And I just do not want to get caught in that. And if you're trading with prop firm accounts, you already know when these type of announcements come, it's unpredictable. And if you have a trailing stop or even a profit target, and if the stop loss or target, if the trade is altered at all during that news announcement, you will be disqualified from your challenge. If those of you that do not know, that's definitely an FTMO rule, and I know that's a lot of other prop firm rules. If you are entering or exiting a trade, loss or profit during a highly volatile, high impact news announcement, you will be disqualified. You will get an email saying, "Hey, no trading during these events. It was in our terms and conditions. Now where unfortunately we have to take your account back and refund you or something." That is really a thing. And if you don't believe me, go on YouTube and search it up yourself. What happens when you trade during news on prop firm accounts, and you will see yourself. So you watch this video, that's one great advice. So you don't want to work so hard for a funded account because it may not happen during a demo account, but during the live account, when you do receive that funded account, if you are caught trading during the news, you will be disqualified. It's okay if you have a position open during the news, but if you close a position or enter a position during the news, you will be disqualified. They're not going to give you a slap on the wrist and say, "Hey, don't do it again." No warnings. They will just send you an email telling you have to retake the challenge. So you don't want to work for a whole month or 2 months to get the challenge just to give it back because of one event. So saving your behinds on this video. Let's get on to the US 2000. Also call this the Russell 2000. Now, I did mark this one on up before the video because I had to adjust the lot sizes. Apologies for the tickers. It's not really moving that much on this chart as I am currently in my balcony of my office. So I have very, very little reception on my balcony for some reason. But I did mark this one on up. And yes, the markets are still on. It's still active. It's still live. As a matter of fact, let me just change the server. Okay, so you guys can see that it is still rolling. It's just very slow. So I'm just doing this video. I'm just recording, and obviously, if I'm live trading or placing orders, I'm gonna be back in my office where I have much better speed. So for those of you that are wondering, hey, what's going on? Are you even trading? Yes, I'm trading. Yes, I can place the orders. You guys can see right here, everything is still active. It's not just a screenshot. Okay, let's get back to it. Now, I am looking at the US 2000. Like I said, it's also called the Russell 2000, but on my broker, they call it the US 2000, 2000 small cap stocks. Now, I'm looking at this, and currently we have some highs at 1897. We do have a very nice thrust on up. The recent uptrend was strong. We did get slightly whipsawed out. What I mean by that is price did trigger onto the upside, although I was not in this trade. Did trigger onto the upside on December 6th, and slightly false breakout topped out buyers that was aggressive buy around 1848. That is where I would have had my stop loss at the time. I was not in this trade at that time, and I do have alternative strategies in case something like this happens. Sometimes, you may not, apologies for that. Sometimes you may not be in the trade at the right time. Anything could happen, like I said. Does not mean it's reversing just yet, but things can happen. And I have a strategy called the DP that I do trade as well. It's a second chance opportunity in case my original trade gets stopped out a little early. There are criteria that is involved in order for me to take these type of setups, but this one meets that criteria. And I did see that it was a false breakout. Price did recover and triggered on back onto the upside right here on December 8th. So, like I said, it could have been fundamental events, economical. I don't know. I have to check, but technically speaking, we are still on an uptrend, and I would like to re-enter this buy. The thing is, I'm going to have a conservative entry with this long because of everything that's been happening in the weekend. I don't want to just market order the buy right now. I'm going to wait with a buy stop slightly above today's daily highs, and I have a stop loss below the lows of last week on the 8th. So that is going to be my entry, my exit, and I'm going to take this price. Look at, you can see right here, my stop loss is about 2.13%. I want to take it on up about 5%, 1990.24. My profit target on this one is at 1990.24. As y'all can see right here, that is going to be a 2-to-1 target. Of course, depending on price action, I could extend my targets at that area, or I could even trail myself out. Once again, when I do trade, I do not predict. So anything can happen while I'm in the trade. I'm just deploying capital. I don't like to guess. And hey, anything can happen, like I said. So I can be trailed out along the way. It can get up to 1946.05 and start to reverse at that point. Hey, I'm going to collect profit. So that's just how I trade. I trade in real time. I don't sit here hoping that price is going to hit my target and predict. Your success rate is going to be extremely low if you trade like that, because every time that you're in a trade, you're putting 100% of your heart and your effort into that one trade. You're saying it has to hit this. If it does not, I'm going to take the full loss, or I'm going to trail it to break even like some traders do online. I don't trade like that. I trail it periodically as price ascends in my direction. So if it does start to reverse, hey, I don't control the markets, and I love trading like that because I'm collecting profits here and there all the time. I'd rather catch a bunch of singles than try to get a bunch of doubles and home runs if it's not permitted. I don't control the markets, like I said. Just because I have this analysis today does not mean that it is going to happen tomorrow or next week. Anything is possible, and I love to trade in this way because if you want to trade for the long term and you want to survive the next 10, 15 years like me, then you will have to actually trade based on the market conditions at the time. You do not predict. I've done that in my early career, and it was crazy, crazy results emotionally and actually on the chart. So financially, I don't do that anymore. Let's go on to XAU USD. This is gold. You can see I have a sell stop with a stop loss right here. Extremely tight stop loss because, like I said, on the 4 hour, I look at this is now we're going into the Forex pairs. I look at the 4 hour on gold. I consider gold, it's a metal, but I do trade it as a Forex because it just moves very similar to like GBP, JPY, if you know these pairs. So I do like to use the 4 hour on gold and silver. Now on this pair, I do have an extremely aggressive trailing stop loss. As you can see, I'll show you in a moment why I have that, but I'm gonna look for a profit target of at least 3R. So I'm gonna take this right here and I'm gonna look at this original entry. You see it's 0.6%. I'm gonna take it on down to 1.2%. So that's gonna be my target right here, 1972.57. Let me mark that up in front of y'all. 1972.57. And I do have other brokers as well, so don't think that this is my only account that I trade off of. This is just for demonstration purposes. I do not like to tamper with my other live accounts because if while I'm recording a video, just software issues and stuff, I have to be in my zone when I'm touching those. But you can see very, very great reward to risk on this trade. I'm risking 30 pips, 29.9 pips, just about 30 pips for commission and spread. And I'm going for 240 pips. Y'all see that? That's what I mean about the Forex pairs of swing trading. I could take one trade and I could just blow it out the water. Like, think about that. 30, 60, 91. What's 24 divided by 3? 8. Okay. I'm going for 8R. 8 times my risk is what I'm going for right now. And the reason why I'm able to do that is because, yes, I'm looking at the pattern on the larger time frame. A lot of traders online, they get this wrong, by the way. They want to be like me. They may not know me, but they want to be like a professional. And I understand, keep on working if you're trying your hardest. But a lot of gurus, they want to look like this, but they're doing it completely wrong. So I'm going to explain to y'all, loyal followers of mine that watch my videos, and I always give y'all some good tips and updates. So this is how I'm doing it. My reward on is based off of the larger time frame. Yes. My risk is based off the smaller time frame. Absolutely. I'm taking the same type of setups and the same type of trades that I would take off the 1 minute charts. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people, they like to do top-down analysis, but they don't know how to trade. So when they're doing their top-down analysis, they don't know how to trade, and therefore they're getting, like I said, erratic, crazy results that are not valid. Me, these 2 time frames only. And as y'all can see, that just happened on the 5 minute. It was a little bit of lag just now because, like I said, I'm on my balcony, but I did place this order a few minutes before I started recording this video. As y'all can see, it is starting to potentially trigger my sell stop, and hopefully it could trigger it before the end of this video. Now, I said it's going to be about a 20-minute video. Okay, I lied. It might be 30 to 35 minutes. So if y'all have another 10, 15 minutes, continue watching. You may be able to actually see this order get triggered in real time in front of you. And I just placed a profit target because I wanted to show y'all that, okay, now you see them, everything's ticking fast. Like I said, that's just what happens, especially during Asian markets, not just because of my lag, but it's Asian markets. And I'm looking at the 4 hour right here, so it's not moving as fast. But when you go down to the 5 minute, it will move a lot faster. So just giving you a little update. But right now, I should be triggered in the sell, but I did have it a little bit lower because that's just what I saw at the time when I was recording. I'm going to let this continue. Now, if price does go against me, I'm going to get out immediately. I'm going to take a small loss on this specific account. I'm risking, I don't want to really tell y'all how much the account size is, just as for my own privacy, but I don't risk any more than 1% capital. So y'all can already see it's not a small size account that I'm trading off of. But hey, if I risk less than 1% all the time, then I'm gonna be able to control my losses in case there's a losing streak. I could lose 3 in a row and I'm only down 3% at most on my account. So that's what I like to do. That's just my own comfort level. You trade based off of your own understanding of the markets and how you view it. So that's gold. A lot of people, I know a lot of people were trying to predict gold and chase gold. I have some Discord servers that I do follow that, a lot of big time gurus and traders that, they like to predict. I like to look at it for entertainment purposes. I do not look at it for any type of expert advice because I know these type of characters and charlatans. Hey, they like to predict and ego takes over. So some people are actually in gold from last week. Hey, if that's your strategy, cool. But there is no valid setup for me to trade gold last week. It actually just occurred as of this morning, and that's why I'm in gold. Now let's see how quick this hits my target, or if this hits my stop. Like I said, if I lose, I lose. It's not a big deal. It's less than 1%. We are human. We all lose. Even robots lose. Now, if you're looking at the target, you're wondering, why is my target placed right there? Simple. Nothing. Like I said, I don't predict. So I'm not saying, oh, it has to hit these lows. Put my crosshair. I'm not saying it has to hit these lows or these lows or these lows or these. I'm not predicting. Listen to my vocabulary. Listen to my grammar, my terms of how I speak. This is my trading terminology, okay? We're not going here. We don't have to go here, okay? We are not going to 1967. I'm not predicting that, okay? What I'm saying is that because of the recent down wave, we have a strong initial burst to the downside, indicating that there are a lot of selling activity that just entered the market as of last week on the 8th. Because of that, I was interested in a short because of my strategies that tell me that of a trend continuation south. You can see that on my Forex stocks tab, which I'll show you later, I have these exact strategies that are marked up and I trade those on my 1 minute. So this is the same type of setup that I would trade off my 1 minute chart. Now, based on what I know and what I back tested hundreds and thousands of times already, I seen a pullback that was valid. I waited on the end of this pullback to enter my trade off my trigger candle, which is today's 4-hour candle, the current one that you're seeing. Based off of this trigger candle, I'm going to go for a 2-to-1 because I don't go for 1-to-1s. And that 2-to-1 is going to land me right around here, about 240 pips. I was able to adjust my stops based off of the 5 minute time frame because I can still trade that. And I like to get explosive trades because the effort I put into this is a one and done. I look at it once a week. I update myself throughout the week. So I only trade this for right now, as y'all can see. I walk away, I come back tomorrow, the next day, and all I'm doing is adjusting the stops or the target. And that's it. So very simple. That's how I swing trade. I don't overcomplicate it. Let's get on. The rest of this is gonna be quicker, I swear. XAG USD silver is doing the same thing as gold, but they move a little differently. And on the 4-hour on silver, we did have a weird pullback and trigger, and I don't like that. If you look at the previous 4-hour bar, we had a pullback trigger within the same candle, and it was not. It went more sideways rather than a pullback like gold. So yeah, some people like to trade gold and silver hand in hand. They're not the same thing, y'all. They may move very similar, and they are metals, but as you can see, the value of gold is different from the value of silver, and therefore the pairs do move different. It's like me trading GJ and AJ; they don't move exactly the same. So I'm not trading them the same way. All right, so let's look at CADJPY. Like I said, it's gonna be much quicker. I already looked these over before the recording. I do not like this pattern on CADJPY. It looked like it was going on down for a while, and then all of a sudden it started reversing back to the upside. And right now we are just moving. We're just bouncing around. There's nothing valid on this pair. I'll get back to that later this week. Meta, it was on a downtrend for quite some time, and I was not interested in this pair. You can see there was a false breakout around the 20th of November a few weeks ago, and we haven't really gained traction to the upside. So I only buy stocks. You can short them, but I buy stocks. Look at the history of this. For example, if you short it, your probabilities are extremely low because stocks tend to rise historically. That's why every year you're looking at the stock market and they're like, oh, it's at new all-time highs. It's at all-time highs. If it's in that pattern, why would you short? Of course, you're looking at this. Meta has been having a rough time, and like I said, I don't short. I don't like it. I short Forex. I don't short stocks. Tesla, nothing clean on Tesla, but it is moving on up. If you're looking to deploy capital, it's up to you. I do see a tight congestion, which is why I'm not entering this yet. Looking at highs and lows right here. And I do need to see the highs of 253.78 taken out with some strength from the buyers, a nice solid pullback. And at that point, I'm only going to speculate and determine if I want to trade long at that time. There's no guarantees. It's just because we broke up there, it could fall right back into the range. And also, it can hit 225, 54, and go lower. And at that point, I might look for a lower buying opportunity. But like I said, I don't short stocks. Let's go to Nvidia. Nvidia has been experiencing a little decline. A lot of these tech stocks have just been going a little bit down for the past month, about 6 weeks. So you can see that Tesla also very similar to, I mean, Nvidia, very similar to Tesla. We reached some highs, some yearly highs, and we are currently, yeah, those are actually all-time highs. What happens when you reach all-time highs or all-time lows on any type of chart, whatever time frame? It's going to have some consolidation, and that's what is happening right now. Is we're going through some congestion, some consolidation, and it happens. It's a part of the natural ebb and flow of the markets. And as you can see, it had a very strong bullish run this whole year. It was probably the most bullish year to date, and you can see it went up 164%. So, hey, just getting ready for another rally. Sometimes we have these corrections. Hey, let it happen. No big deal. USD JPY, same thing. The JPY pairs, I'm just not interested in as today. Air France, Air France, it was on a decline last week. Now it's actually not looking too bad, but we are in a tight range, and we hit some highs. This market is closed because it's a euro stock. But yeah, looking at if it could break 1273 and go higher with a nice little pullback for me to get in on, I may look for some longs all the way up to 1405. You see that right there. That would give me a really nice breakout. Once again, this could be at some all-time highs. And wow, what happened right here? Hopefully, we get one of these little penny stock surges. You only see these on like penny stocks and pumping notes. All right. LVMH, nice. We finally see that thrust. That's kind of like what I was saying back about with Nvidia and Tesla. I trade the same patterns, so it's very consistent. My results. Um, LVMH, nice thrust to the upside. Looking at that was a 5%, about 5.7% up move. Very, very nice. And I'm looking to deploy capital on this pair throughout this week. I'm going to look for a solid pullback to get in on. I don't trade the pullback alone. I have to see the pullback ending. And, that's something I teach in my course. I do some private coaching, and I'll show y'all how to get to that later on in the video. Almost done with this video. I'm trying to keep it under 30 minutes. Let's get to AUD USD. Nothing. I don't like this setup. Looks like we had a false move or false RB right here, and price went, triggered in, bang, stop loss. Now we're going to the downside. That's why I have my stop losses tight. It would have been right here. And as you can see, it's still declining. So that's why I don't hold trades. If my stops are hit, they're tight and they're hit for a reason. I study these. I observe every single condition, all the context that these strategies are traded in. And that's how I know my trade. I know my shit, y'all. Like, I really do this. Let's get on to NZDCHF. Congestion. I don't like this. I do not trade in these type of market conditions. It's been congestion for quite a while now, since the end of November. That is my alert, by the way. So I'm going to show y'all my gold trade that is currently in the money. Exciting, right? Let's finish this first. GJ. I do not like GJ, JPY pairs. I think I just went over this earlier. All right, this is the end of my list. 130 minutes. UCAD. Don't like it. Leave it alone. USD don't like it. Leave it alone. I was actually bearish all the way over here a few weeks ago, and it did the same thing. So that's why I didn't chase the price. It did continue going down. I did hold on to that sell. I would have hit my target to the T. But as you can see, just the entire couple months is gross. I don't like it. I'm gonna leave it alone. GBP USD. I don't see anything valid on this pair. I don't want to buy it, nor do I want to short it right now. I definitely don't want to buy it. Like I said, I don't predict. I don't look at a potential support area and predict a bounce off of it. Same vice versa with resistance. I just don't trade like that. I'm not predictive. Like, go ahead, try predicting the markets and see how long your journey will be if you ever even become successful. And I mean consistently profitable, not just collecting a good winner. These people, they predict, they collect a big winner every once in a while from getting lucky. Okay, it's luck. Let's just put it like that. You're getting lucky. You're not a god at trading. Okay, You're not the trading Jesus, okay? You're not the trading Messiah. Like you don't do this like that. I don't even know what's gonna happen the next day or the next week or the next second. And I'm honest with myself, which is why I'm honest with y'all. And I'm comfortable with being honest because overall, I'm a winner. I'm a net winner. So who cares if I don't know? I'm trading based off of everything else that I don't know. That's how you trade. It's like driving a car. You don't know who's going to be around the next corner until you look, you see the variables in play. Same thing with trading. It's like a Formula One race car. Like all components have to work, or your system just won't work. Just get on a Volkswagen. Very nice, nice bullish thrust. I'm interested in deploying capital on this, but I don't like this pullback. Recently pullback. So I'm gonna wait. Just wait for it to mature more. Bitcoin. You look at Bitcoin on the daily. Wow. But a false breakout north. It's totally fine. It happens. Like I said, you could be chasing this and you can put all your money in here and you blow your account. Okay, I don't trade like that. And I'm trading reactive. If I were long Bitcoin, because I was actually looking at this over the weekend. I could have went long yesterday or the day before because the crypto market's open on the weekend. I don't trade the weekend because there's a lot of news events that come out on Monday that things happen over the weekend and you just don't know. You're long based off of this uptrend. Yes, it was technically valid. Pattern technically speaking, it was good. It was a good long to take. But because we are at some yearly highs, anything can happen and it got rejected. So it's not going down yet. I don't consider this a bear market. It's just like a shakeout, and that does happen, unfortunately. I'm going to look for a new uptrend to emerge before I consider any buys. I'm not going to short it, but it has been pretty good this whole year. This quarter alone, like very good. It went up 60%, y'all. So those of y'all that are like sleeping on Bitcoin, please do not. It just went up 60% in the past couple months. Give it a break. Give it a break. It went up 60%. What else you expect? It only had a correction of 10%, but it went up 60%. Think about what I just said. It went up 60% and had a correction of 10%. So hey, it is what it is. Um, Bitcoin is what it is. I'm gonna wait for it. It had a great year, an awesome year. Look at this. December. This jump went up 98%, 100%. It went up 100% in the past year. Who is sleeping on Bitcoin? If y'all bought it when I told y'all it was not gonna crash, I did mention this months ago. I said that this was not crashing. It's just going over a major correction. Look at this. Look at this. Hold on. Look at that Bitcoin, y'all. What did it do before it went on that rally towards 100K? What did it do? It had a correction. Look, went up. Correction. Went up. Now it went to a congestion, a long-term range. Then it broke out. Okay. This breakout was over 56%. Only 56%, and the correction was 30%. That was a bigger correction, and it still went up another 45, 50%. This is how it moves. Correction. Went up. Correction. Had a little bear market. It wasn't a big deal, but it did scare out a lot of investors. Then it went into a longer term correction end of 2022. And then we started rising back on up. What do y'all think is happening? This is an uptrend. Let me put the trend line for those of y'all that are legally blind. This is an uptrend. Fix this. Okay, so this is an uptrend. Let it do its thing. Let it mature and just hop on when y'all get a chance. Those of you that got stopped out early, look for another opportunity to get back in. Don't short it. Okay. US 30. US 30 is very bullish. I like it. I do like it. On US 30, I'm gonna look for some longs. I'm not gonna do it in this video because of time, and I have to just adjust my parameters, make sure that I'm risking less than 1%. But I'm looking for the go long at the highs of 36,365. Stop loss would be anywhere below yesterday's last week's lows, around 35.99. And I'm gonna take it on up standard 2-to-1 on this pair. could possibly see 37,000 hit. So, yeah, this is about my assessment on US30 and Euro USD. I do not trade Euro USD on swings because I day trade and scalp this pair. So I like to leave this one alone strictly for scalping, day trading. I want to swing a European pair. I'll look at GBP USD because it's better for swing trading. All right, now let's get back to gold before I end this video. Gold, bearish. I'm entered in on that sell. I'm in the money currently, as y'all can see, and I do expect it to continue going on down. I could trim my stop loss right now if I wanted to, because I do see an area where if it does tap, it may be invalid. 1997.86, but I don't want to trail it too tight. I'm gonna let the volatility play out. Anything could happen, but I'm gonna get out at 1999.80 at a less than 1% loss if I do, if I am wrong with this. But let's follow up with this pair. Let's see how low it can go. Y'all see my active trade of the video in 35 minutes, and that's it for my technical part. Let's get on to the economic calendar before I end this video. Okay, so here I am with the Forex Factory calendar, and I like to use this calendar because a lot of prop firms and brokers use this calendar as well. So I'm going to get the week ahead from Monday all the way through Friday, just so I can see if there's any type of that's an interest. I look at interest rates and monetary policy. Let's see. CPI coming out today. GDP for GBP coming out tomorrow. Probably why GBP pairs are not looking so great, but wait until after GDP. Like I said, this is GDP. FOMC, Thursday. Any US pairs, I'm going to close out before Thursday, including the indexes. And I'm going to wait until after this announcement, Thursday morning, my time. It should be about 2 o'clock p.m. Wednesday afternoon, which is going to be the end of the US session. So I'm going to look to close out my positions and re-enter after these FOMC statements. I don't predict. Okay, pretty big week. Monetary policy for CHF, probably why CHF pairs are looking kind of sideways, as y'all seen on the technicals. I do use fundamentals, but this is how I use it. I don't predict. Right. Monetary policy for GBP. Why GBP pairs are not looking so great as of today. It's Friday. Okay. And yeah, that's Saturday and Sunday and Monday. Okay, so that's the week ahead on the economic calendar. So those of you that are interested, go to forexfactory.com and you can see the week ahead from the 11th to the 18th. That's just my little fundamentals of the day. But lastly, for those of you that are stuck on your trading or you're doing all right, but you want to improve, I do offer private coaching, and I have a website, 1minutetraders.com, right here. And I have a lot of stuff on the front page. You can see the times of when the market open and close. I have a free ebook right here. I have one of my systems that I teach my academy, which is an online based course. It's all self-taught, self-learning. So it's do it at your own pace. I'm not there to teach you. I already created it, so it's a very short course. If you're interested, click on that. I have a featured blog post. I'm in the middle of creating a blog right now, so that should be released in the next couple of days. And yeah, click on the Forex stocks tab. You can see my most recent day trading scalping updates. Every day that I do trade, and I do have wins and my losses. December all documented in front of you. It was a little bit of a rough start in December, but I'm getting a little bit more adjusted. You can see just my evolution as a scalper on this. I do like to update people just to show y'all the real time trading and the reality of a real trader and scalper. I show my wins, my losses, my mistakes. I document it, and I've been doing that for months. So you can see that right here. I also have my videos down below of all of my updates from the past several months. I've been doing this an entire year. Lastly, interested in private coaching, I do have private mentoring. Click on the private mentoring tab. Click on this right here. It'll open you up to the course. Currently, it's 5,000 USD for my private coaching for the next several months. But of course, we can talk about deals, discounts, and payment plans if you are unable to afford the entire 5K. That is just what I charge. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. Not a big deal to me. Hey, I don't like cheap people, and my course is extremely cheap compared to other professionals out there in the industry. So hey, it is what it is. It is, that's just all I have to say about that. But yeah, if you're interested, shoot me an email, shoot me a DM, a private message on one of my social media links, or you can send me an email directly. You can click on that tab, and it can send you to the email browser. And that's it, y'all. Have a safe week and good luck trading this week. Hit me up if you're interested in any of my services. And that's it.